How's it going, everyone? My name is Michael SK, and welcome back to TSUKIHIME. We just got done talking with Shield. Yeah, it's been a little bit since we last saw her. I was actually beginning to wonder where she was. I know this isn't her route, but, you know, I thought she would at least make an appearance, and, well, she kinda did. The thing is that nobody remembers her. We just kind of remember the idea of her, and she is 100% involved in... Well, maybe not involved, but she knows kind of what's going on. She knows what's happening behind the scenes with the whole vampire business, which I guess I shouldn't be surprised, but in a way I kind of am. We had a good discussion with her, and yeah, the idea for Shiki is to, well, I don't remember specifically what was said. It's been a little bit since I last recorded, but he's not going to just go back to living his normal life. He will continue onward. However, we did get to learn a little bit of kind of like where she came from, what she was like, basically what her restrictions were, and she was just a weapon. I think that's kind of what was covered. I'm going to have to maybe go back into my own video just to remember what was discussed, but it was a lot. It was some heavy stuff. I make my way to the mansion. I decided not to drop by Arcuid's apartment. There's no way she'd be there anyway. Besides, I have some other things to attend to. I'll go looking for Arcuid later. Yeah, she'll be around. That's all good. I do enjoy that there is just so much beneath the surface here. Or seemingly there is. There is so much more going on than meets the eye. We're home. Yes, yes, hello. Hisui greets me upon my return.
Tadaima. Itsumo arigato, Hisui.
I express my sincere gratitude. Hisui's probably been waiting on me every single day. I've been running so ragged that I've never paused to consider the problems I've caused for her. So I wanted to come home before sundown at least once to allow her to properly carry out her duties. Shiki's a good guy. You know, he's trying. Like, he's trying. It may not be making the right decisions, but he's still trying. Well, luckily we had a dinner go off without a hitch. Nobody's pissed off at us. We're not in trouble necessarily. After eating dinner with Akiha, I head for my room. And at least for tonight, I played the part of the perfect brother. I even managed to hold a decent conversation with Akiha and Kohaku, compared to usual anyway. It's a nice change of pace here, I would argue. As soon as I get back to my room, I gather up my things. There isn't much, mostly school supplies, really. My knife, which I've grown rather fond of, is already safely tucked away in my pocket, so that only leaves my smartphone and the white ribbon. After giving my room a quick clean, I take a deep breath. I didn't think I'd be saying goodbye to a room twice in such a short span of time. Okay, well, I fully intend to return, but I'm covering my bases. It doesn't hurt to show my gratitude now, just in case this is a one-way trip. I turn off the lights. The clock reads 9:30. It's the perfect time for me to leave the mansion, is it? I thought 10 p.m. was lights out. We can still get caught, no? I mean, if we transition to the next scene being outside, and yeah, we do, then that kind of tells me that we got out of there no problem. It's a little before 10 when I arrive at the park. There's not a single soul to be found. At least we're here at the agreed time for once. Taking a seat on the bench, I count the ticking of the clock while I wait for Arcuid. For a moment, I consider roaming the city in search of her again, but that would be an exercise in futility. If she wants to avoid me, I won't find her, let alone catch her. We did make a promise, after all, that we'd meet here. There's still time to fulfill that promise tonight. I won't fail to keep my word again, and if Arcuid cares enough to, then she'll be here. Having faith and waiting for her is the best I can do right now. I mean, I don't think she'll show up, but I respect the idea. Time passes. The hands on the clock steadily carve away the hours. The weight is suffocating. My body can't stand even another second. What am I doing sitting here like some lawn ornament? I should be out there looking for her. In stark contrast to my body, my mind remains calm. I look up at the night sky and the brilliant moon. It's awfully quiet, as if this world is composed solely of me and her. If I can wait under these circumstances, nothing will deter me. I'll stay as long as it takes. I'll happily suffocate if necessary. Hold on now. The moon was so bright before, but now its gentle glow is fading. There's only 3 hours left till dawn. Once the sun rises, it'll all be over. It would mean that the nights Arcuate and I spent happily hunting down vampires are behind us for good. Not that I can do anything about that now. A pitiful sigh escapes my lips. I'm not sure if I should laugh or just wallow in despair. Either way, there's not much else I can do. That's when I spot a sliver of white in the shadows. She must believe she's hidden, but she's tragically unsuited for stealth.
おい、もう3時だぞ。いつまで待たせるんだ、バカ。
I call out from my spot on the bench, and there she is. A surprised gasp betrays her cover. Arcuate reveals herself a few seconds later. She's like a startled rabbit in a snowy field. Arcuate doesn't say a word. She won't meet my eye or get any closer either.
アルクエイド。
I say her name, but she doesn't acknowledge me. It's a struggle to find the words. Everything I thought of earlier vanished the second I saw her. Shit, what can I even say to get her smiling again? I'm scared that anything I tell her will only make her more sad. Hello, silence. Time feels like it's slowing down, stretching into eternity. Yet the hands of a clock would say hardly a moment has passed. When Arcuate looks up, she flinches, like she were looking into a bright light.
シキ、いつまでも帰らないんだもの。放っておけなくて来ちゃったわ。本当はこのまま部屋に帰ろうって思ってたのに。
Her voice trembles a little here and there, but she seems more like her cheerful self from before.
そりゃ帰らないよ。お前はもう会わないとか言ってたけど、それとこれとは別問題だろ。ここで待ち合わせるのが俺たちの約束だ。一緒に吸血鬼を倒してくれるんだろ。
So please stop looking at me like that. If you don't, I won't be able to refrain from grabbing you with everything I've got.
信じられない。まだそんなこと言ってるの？
ああ。アルクエイドとの約束は破らないって言っただろ。今夜はまだお前の手助けをしていない。
いいよ。もうそんなのはいいの。シキは一人で帰って。ドアのことなら私が何とかしてみせるから。
No, no, no. He did kill us in a bad ending, though.
何がいいんだ？
言うまでもないでしょ。やっぱり私は吸血鬼で、シキは人間だっていうことよ。私はシキに助けてもらう資格なんてなかった。協力なんて求めてはいけなかった。そんなことにも気づかないままで、私はあと少しであなたを台無しにしてしまうところだった。だから。
It's fine, she mutters under her breath. Is it, though? I fight back the urge to yell at her. That ship sailed a long time ago. I knew what I was in for the second I told her I'd help out. I knew, and I still promised to help. So I refused to let it end like this.
アルクエイド、ここでのことなら気にする必要はないだろう。お前は体が弱ってて、ただ疲れていただけなんだ。俺はバカだからさ。 お前の嘘に気づいてやれなかった。お前を苦しめてたのは体の傷なんかじゃなくて吸血衝動ってやつだったんだろ。俺の血が欲しくてあんな真似をしたんじゃない。
あいつら埋葬期間はいつからそんなにおしゃべりになったのかしらね。
Arcuid sighs, looking more exhausted than upset.
ああ、話は全部聞いた。全部聞いた上ではっきり言ってやる。お前には問題なんてないよ、アルクエイド。今は苦しいけど何日かすれば元に戻るんだろう。なら気にする必要はない。それにあの夜だってあんなに苦しそうだったのにちゃんと我慢できたじゃないか。だから大丈夫だよ。これからも今までみたいにやっていける。
Arcuid's smile is weak and wary.
シキは全然わかってない。無理なのよ。こうなっちゃったら私は今でもシキの血が欲しいと思っているんだから。
思ってるだけだろ。なら気合い入れて我慢しろ。今までだってそうやって頑張ってきたんじゃないのか。
そうよね。今までそうやって自分を抑えてきた。けどもうダメみたい。私は浅はかで吸血鬼殺しだけが私の意味なのに余分なことをたくさんしちゃった。何も知らなければ何かを欲しいだなんて思うこともなかった。シキなんかに頼らず自分だけで敵を追っていればよかった。そうすれば一人で何もかも片付けられたのに。
Yeah, I kinda doubt that. Damn it. I just don't know how to deal with her. I'm the worst. I'm so mad. It makes me want to cry. She should have done it all alone? I'm not sure if she's lying to herself or just putting on a brave face, but who does she think she's fooling with that miserable expression?
もう頭くれ。いい加減にしろ、この最上級バカ女。
I'm at my limit. I jump up from the bench and yell at her. So much for keeping that on the down low.
最上級バカって言った今。
ああ、気に食わなければ惑星級でも銀河級でも何でも付け足してやる。ふざけやがって。何が自分だけで敵を追ってればよかっただ。一人じゃ無理だから。一人じゃできないことがあるって気づいたから俺に手を貸せって言ったんだろ。俺が助ける。何があってもお前が何でも関係ない。俺はずっとお前を助けるから。
For your own sake.
二度ともういいなんて言わないでくれ。
Not when you finally found that little bit of happiness in your life. You can't just give up on that so easily.
シキ、あなた泣いてるの？
わけないだろ。なんで俺がお前のために泣かなくちゃいけないんだ。
And even if I were, they'd be tears of rage. My emotions must be out of whack from all the nonsense Arcuid keeps spouting.
もうとにかく吸血鬼探しは続けるからな。ロアとかいうやつを殺せばお前だって休めるんだろ。そうすれば万事解決だ。問題なんて一つもない。
Or you can, take our blood and do with it what you will. I keep my back to her so she can't see me tearing up. Arcuid quietly listens, a terrible calm in her eyes before shaking her head.
でもやっぱりダメなんだ、シキ。あの時シキの首筋に触れた時、シキは私は我慢できていたと言ってくれたけど、私は我慢できなかった。一瞬だけ止まったのはシキが私を怖がったから。私今まで何人もの人間に怖がられてきた。だから自分に向けられる剣王の念なんてもう何も感じなくなってた。でもおかしいよね。シキが私をそういう風に見るのだけはすごく嫌だったんだ。私はどうあってもシキにとって化け物なのに。
She laughs. A dry, forced laugh.
違 俺は怖がってなんかいない。
No, we were.
あれはいきなりのことだったから
And
驚いて。
scared. No, like we saw those visuals. We saw you about to be enveloped in that beast. Like I get it. It's totally fine to admit it. Like, you know, we didn't know what we were getting ourselves into. We didn't know what was truly there in Arcuid. And now we kind of know her upbringing. It definitely provides some clarity. It's a lie. A lie so obvious it wouldn't even fool me. With a pained expression, Arcuid refuses to look me in the eye. Here I go again, ignoring what Master once taught me. If you tell a lie that can't even fool yourself, you'll just hurt the other person.
私が一瞬だけ止まったのはそのせい。四季にそんな目で見られるのが怖かった。この先もあんな目で見られたら私はきっと壊れてしまう。だから四季とはもう会えないって思ったの。それがきっとお互いのためなんだって。待っていてくれてありがとう、四季。でも待ち合わせはここで終わり。私たちきっと慣れ合いすぎたのよ。
She turns her back to me, so as to avoid my gaze. She might be right. If we hadn't gotten this close, then none of this would have happened. I could have returned to my day-to-day routine and Arcuid would have gone back to being alone. Then neither of us would have to worry for the other.
そうだな。本当に慣れ合いすぎた。けど俺はそれでいいと思うよ。だっていつまでも一人きりは寂しいだろ。
Arcuid doesn't answer, but I notice the slightest tremor in her shoulders.
町のことは心配しないで。私は絶対にロアを殺す。相打ちになっても必ず仕留める。だから四季はもういいの。この町はすぐに元の形に戻って心配するようなことはなくなるから。
Okay, but like, you couldn't even take down Vlov. And there wasn't a, I'll go down with Vlov too. No, like, you just would have gone down, and Vlov would have lived. But we worked together, and that's how this is gonna have to work out here as well. We gotta team up one more time. Though I can't see her face, her voice still lacks her usual cheer. I can't stand it anymore. I've tried to be mature about this, but even I have my limits.
バカ。俺が心配してんのはそんなことじゃない。
I close in on Arcuid. She looks like she might run away at any moment, so I placed my hand on her shoulder and spun her around before she could find the chance.
四季。
はっきり言わなくちゃわかんないんなら口にする。いいか。俺が手助けをすると言ったのは町を騒がしている吸血鬼を倒すためじゃない。自分が住んでいる町を守るとかそんなご大層な理由なんて本当はなかったんだ。
It's the first time I'm admitting it out loud. All the cards are on the table. But it's the truth, plain and simple.
単純に
There
お
it
前が好
is.
きだから。
There it
お前の
is.
力になりたかったから協力するって言ったんだ。それを今さらなかったことになんてできない。
You know, it really was love at first sight. Just a very twisted love. I say it as it is, and throw my arms around her trembling body. I don't sense any resistance in her voice, but she's stunned, frozen in my embrace.
お前が俺の血を欲しいと思っているのならそれでいい。
The gentle brush of her breath makes my throat seize up.
四季。痛い。腕痛いよ。
Her voice caresses my ear in a way that makes my heart leap.
そんなものおあいこだ。
I send a longing glance her way, an illicit confession of a desire best unsaid.
俺だってずっとお前が欲しいって思ってた。こうしている今もアルクエイドの心音を聞いて気が狂いそうなくらい。
My arms are wrapped firmly around her. Our chests press close. I feel the drumming of her heart.
違うよ、シキ。それはただこの瞬間だけ私に気が触れてるだけだもの。
それでもいい。今アルクエイドを愛してるなら、それが塔の式の真実だ。
I mean, you should care a little about that. Just a little.
それとも俺のこと嫌いか？
The sound of my heart thumping and then freezing with trepidation.
ダメ。その質問には答えられない。
My heart stops for just a second, but then, as if sensing my anguish, her arms coil around me. She's gentle at first, then she grips me tighter and tighter. She squeezes me with both arms, holding me just as desperately as I hold her. The embrace lasts only a moment, and I'm not sure who broke away first. I think we both pulled away at the same time so that we might look at each other again. Arcuid's eyes are downcast, her cheeks tinted a deep red. A wave of relief rushes through my veins. She's here, with me. There's no way we'll be torn apart again. I don't know.
よかった。やっとアルクエイドを捕まえた。正直に言うとずっと怖かった。俺はあの時お前にひどいことをした。ここで約束を守ると信じながらもう会えないとも思ってたんだ。
Her hair sways gently. She raises her head as if to say something, but then lowers it again after meeting my eye, her cheeks even redder than before.
ダメだよ、シキ。あのことは忘れましょうって言ったのに。
Her voice trails off weakly. She's been so concerned about me that she's been avoiding what happened in the alley. And here I am still being inconsiderate.
悪い。俺がバカだった。これじゃあお前のことを怒鳴る資格なんかないよな。
Yeah, we probably don't have a right to do so, but whatever.
そうじゃなくて、責任があるとしたら、それは私の方。
You can't be serious. You can't make that face and then ask me to forget. If anything, I'll never forget this moment. You must be a devil to ask that, never mind a vampire.
違うよ。俺が悪いと言ってるのは昨べのことじゃない。俺がバカだって言っているのは忘れるべきことをどうしても忘れられないからだし。
シキ。
今日だって朝からずっとお前のことを考えてた。
This is true, 100% true.
お前に会えたらなんて謝ってなんて言ったらいいだろうって。なのにお前に謝りたいと思いながら俺はあの時のことが頭から離れなかった。もう一度、もっともっとアルクエイドに触れたいって。
Okay, but why do you have to word it like that, man? Like, come on. Like, I get what he's trying to say, but come on. Arcuid looks away. I can barely face her myself, especially after blurting all that out. Still, it was the truth. It wasn't her mystic eyes that enthralled me. Just seeing her drives me crazy, even now. She doesn't respond. Both of us are waiting for the other to break the silence.
本当のことを言えばね。
Her voice is a little shaky. She confesses with reddened cheeks and a hint of embarrassment in her voice.
私だって忘れられなかったよ。
At last, she meets my eyes. Oops. Caught up in the moment, I ended up hugging her real hard again. But who can blame me? If I had the wherewithal to hold back after seeing her make that face, I might as well stop calling myself a sentient being. Though I will admit it was a little abrupt.
ごめん。いきなり抱きついた。
I get I totally understand, man. Like, I get it. I remind myself to restrain the feral beast within. Arcuid giggles softly against my chest. She wraps her arms around my back again, comfortably resting her weight against me.
四季ってすごいね。
Her arms give me a gentle squeeze. The sensation is enough to make me melt.
すごいって具体的には。
すごく乱暴。今まで出会ったどんな人より野蛮で笑っちゃった。
Oh, sorry, I'm working on it.
でもおかしいね。殺した男と殺された女がこうして抱き合ってるなんて。
I don't think any would. I notice that Arcuid trembles as she whispers the words. Could her wounds still hurt?
大丈夫か？
多分嬉しいんだと思う。いろんな感情が溢れてきて、体がポワッとして、方が自分のものじゃないみたい。ねえ、四季なら私がどんな顔をしているかわかるかな？
無茶言うな。抱き合ったまま顔を見られるもんか。
I adjust my grip slightly, just enough to hold her tight.
でもきっと同じ顔をしていると思う。俺もさっきから方がバカみたいに緩みっぱなしだ。
Our bodies pressed together, we share a laugh. A joy far stronger than simple desire floods my chilled body with warmth.
ねえ、四季。
She whispers into my ear, a gentle, almost sleepy sound.
私を守ってくれるのなら、今夜は帰ってほしくない。
Hey, works for me, man. Now, if a woman that I was interested in told me that, guys, it is over. Like, bags are packed, I'm moving in. She nuzzles her face into my shoulder. There's only 1 hour left until dawn. When morning comes, our time together will be up. I know how she feels. I can't stand to be apart from her either. I take it we're not taking down the big baddie tonight. But that's okay. We can just chill in here. Arcuid's room hasn't changed a bit. We're the ones who've changed. I can just make out Arcuid moving behind me. My emotions are running wild. My body is urging me to turn around and pull her into my arms again. My thoughts, on the other hand, are surprisingly calm. I don't understand it very well. Maybe love is just that. A strange balance between sanity and insanity. Yeah, something like that. I would agree. I'm about to turn and face her. But just before I do, I feel the light touch of her fingers against my back.
振り向かないで。しばらくこのままでいて。
Alright. Her voice is calm. Her palm lies flat against my back, unmoving, as if she were checking something.
ねえ、四季。私が初めてあなたを待っていた時のこと覚えてる？
Classic moment.
覚えてるよ。自分が殺した相手がニコニコ顔で待ち伏せてたんだ。
うん。あの時ね、私、あなたのことがすごく憎かった。
Despite the subject matter, her voice is gentle and sweet.
もう自分でも吸血衝動は抑えられないと分かっていて。きっと、これが最後のチャンスだって覚悟してロアを追いかけて、ようやく見つけたと思った時に、見ず知らずの誰かに殺されて、何もかも壊されてしまった。あの時の私には、ただ、憎しみしかなかった。そうして、自分を殺した誰かを探し出して、あなたが来るのをね、あの道でずっと待っていたの。早く来なさい。私に気がついた瞬間に、寸分たがわず同じ目に合わせてあげるからって。
Oh boy.
本当に、あなたのことが憎かった。憎くて、胸が張り裂けそうになるくらい、ずっと待ち続けていた。
Her fingers clutch the back of my shirt.
アルクエド。
でもね、私をあんな風に殺した相手なんて今までいなかった。少しだけ どんなやつなんだろうって興味もあった。それにあんな風に誰かを強く思うなんてこと今までなかった。初めはただ憎しみしかなかった。けどあなたはどんな人間なのかなって思った時、くるって反転しちゃった。もう1秒でも早く会いたくなった。私をあんな風に殺したやつ、私が初めて自分を見失うぐらいにずっと思い続けている誰かに。シキ、さっき言ったよね。一人は寂しいだろうって。私そんなことはないと思ってた。けどあんなにも苦しく誰かを思ってあなたを今か今かと待ち続けた時の気持ちはすごく幸せだった。
You know, a weird way of thinking about it is that she was basically living her life, kind of like as we were told in the previous episode, as a weapon. She was living her life as the vampire she is. No sense of humanity. She may look like a human, but she was extremely far from. Humanity kind of relies a little bit on communication, being around others, a sense of community. We are not meant to be alone, we are social creatures. But since she is a vampire and far from a human other than looks, and I don't know, sometimes talking and however she dresses, and definitely not how she dresses a wound, yeah, not human at all. Loneliness is not something that would ever bother her. But once we killed her, sliced her up and everything, we embedded a little bit of humanity in her. She began to feel those emotions that just to her don't make any sense. So it wasn't just entirely the I'm going to get revenge and that's it. No. There was curiosity, I guess a sense of happiness, and maybe a little bit of loneliness too.
本当は今すぐにでも会いに行きたいけど、我慢してあなたがやってくるのを待っていてよ。あの時間は楽しかったよ。すごくドキドキして、シキがどんな人なんだろうって勝手に想像したりもした。
Arcuid pulls her hand away.
思えばね、その時から私は誰かを必要としてしまって、一人の自分を物足りなく感じてしまった。シキは私のことを好きだって言ってくれたけど、私はシキに会う前からあなた自身に恋をしてたんだなって。
Strange way of putting it, but her voice is so precious. There's no need for me to hold back any longer. I spin around and pull her into my arms. Oh man, there it is. There it is. Let's go, gamers. Our lips meet. I'm not sure which one of us sought out the other first, but it's a tender embrace. Our lips are joined, like we're trying to sense each other's very being. I cease breathing as I drink her in. Her lips are soft beyond imagination. It's hard to fathom that we're connected like this. The thought alone is enough to send my mind into meltdown, though her actual touch is nothing but warm and inviting. She trembles ever so slightly, yet she doesn't seem the least bit afraid. With her closed eyes and cherry red cheeks, well, she's the epitome of beauty. The kiss is warm enough to take my breath away. I was already head over heels for her. I never imagined that one kiss could make me love her so much more than I already did. Honestly, sometimes contact like that, like your brain just gets rewired and like right then and there. It's crazy. We slowly part, our arms still carefully wrapped around one another. Our eyes peer into each other's depths.
今のキスだったね。
Her brilliant crimson eyes peer up at me. Wisps of golden hair trace her movements.
アルクエイド、こういうの嫌か？
ううん、私すごくドキドキしてる。
Sure enough, it beats loud enough for me to hear, and the sound is only matched by my own.
でもちょっと困っちゃった。私いいのかなって。
Well, I don't know about complete certainty, but that's the fun part about love is that, you know, there's a whole lot of questions, there's a whole lot of doubts, but at the end of the day, the end goal is the same.
いいのかなって何が？
だってね、シキ、唇を重ね合ったりする吸血鬼なんていないよ。
My cheeks go red. She says it with a shy, teasing giggle. Just like that, it's checkmate. I'm totally defeated. I forget about everything. I even forget who I am. All that matters is the two of us falling onto the bed in a tight embrace. I reach for her hair, for her bare flesh, but I restrain myself just in time. Oh man, I'm on the verge of hyperventilating. I can't make the same mistake again. No matter how much I want her, I can't let my own selfish desires take control. Man, you must be like a beast or something, man. Like, literally. Arcuid looks up from underneath me.
いいよ、シキ。あの時の続きしよう。
Hey, yo. Her eyes glimmer with adoration and joy, seeming to offset any nerves that she might be feeling. Oh man, if you give somebody like Shiki the go-ahead, it's over. It is game over. My breath meets hers. Our flesh melds together as one. Arousal and passion lay bare body and soul. As though we're assuring ourselves of the affection in our hearts, we seek each other out, hungrily at times and gently at others. It do be like that sometimes. I guess the game does not want us to partake in those activities, which is fine. I get it. This is a rated M game, but, you know, it is what it is. Man, you're gonna have to smoke a freaking cigar after that one, Shiki. With a deep breath, I collapse into the bed sheets. For someone who never dreams, well, this is what I imagine it must be like. Arcuid lies asleep next to me. Her fingers are still laced with mine, clutching my hand with a content look on her face. I feel a little bashful thinking about what we've just done, but having made love to her, I can't say that I have a single regret, except maybe, well, I wish I had kept it together. If I had been more in control of everything, I could have savored the warmth of her skin and the flush in her face.
まだ無理かな。今はついていくのが精一杯だし。
I'm not sure if I'll be able to keep a cool head around Arcuid in the future. Even now, I was so enraptured by her that I can barely remember what we did. All I remember is that it felt impossibly good. So good, it left me exhausted beyond belief. And you gotta work up on that stamina, buddy. Get some cardio in. I don't think I could get up from the bed if I tried. Yeah, exactly what I'm saying. Biting back a yawn, I watch over Arcuid's sweet visage. I really love her. And to think she actually reciprocated my one-sided feelings, our forms of love might be different, but at the very least I know Arcuid needs me too. That alone is enough to fill me with joy. Not just because I'm wanted, but because Arcuid, who has always been alone, decided that she needed me.
そうだ。そうすれば。
My consciousness starts to fade. Looks like I've just about reached my limit. I settle into the bedsheets, take a deep breath, and allow myself to drift into a deep, peaceful sleep. Damn. Good shit, Shiki. You did it. You straight up did it. At some point while I'm sleeping, I dream that Arcuid wakes up before me. She fidgets quietly as if planning some clandestine mischief. I ask her what she's doing.
あれ、シキったら起きてたの？
Not so much awake as half asleep. Thanks to you, my body isn't really responding to my brain right now.
そっか。嬉しいけど、なんか恥ずかしいね。
Arcuid giggles girlishly. It is a bit strange that I can see her with my eyelids closed, but she looks happy, so I don't linger on the details.
ねえ、四季。
What's up, I ask her again. I'm sure she's tired too. It'd be better to rest till night.
もしもよ。もし私が本当の吸血鬼になったら、四季はどうするかな？
What a weird thing to ask. It's not like it'll happen anyway. She's terrified of drinking blood.
だから、もしもの話。生きるために他の生命を奪うことは、自然界じゃ当然の摂理だと言ったでしょ？もしも、私がそうなってしまった場合の話。
Stop that. It won't happen. Besides, I already told you that I don't like what ifs.
そう？私はイフって好きよ。
Hey, hypotheticals can be pretty fun if you're
ど
like,
ん
you
な
know,
結果
drunk
に
or
なるか
some
わから
shit.
ないけど、とりあえずその時は救いがあるような気がするから。
Right. I think you said something like that before.
うん。だから、四季がもっとひどいやつだったら、私はどうしてたかなって。
Arcute?
大好きよ、四季。こんな気持ちを持たせてくれて、それを言葉として伝えさせてくれるなんて、本当に優しかった。
What's happening? Is she crying?
それじゃあ、四季が目を覚ます前に、ね。
Oh, don't do that shit, man.
面と向かってさよならが言えないから、これで許して。
No, I'm not gonna forgive you. You can't just fucking leave. That's not how this works. Faintly, I can make out the click of the door. I'm still asleep, but the sound echoes through the haze. Well, that stinks. Man, come on. Bro, she straight up pulled a fucking one-night stand on his ass. That's crazy. No, not really, but my eyes come open. Dazzling sunlight, I almost said sunset for some reason. Dazzling sunlight shimmers through the curtains. I check the clock and realize it's a little after noon.
やば、学校。
Bro, it is not the time to be worrying about that. I jump up from bed and quickly realize that today is a Saturday. I don't have to go to school today. Though if I'm to be concerned about anything, it's that I stayed over at Arcute's place without saying a word to anyone at the mansion. I mean, you kind of just dipped out with the intention of not coming back, potentially. Come to think of it, I had a strange dream. In it, I was talking to Arcute and she gave me a kiss at the end.
なんか緩み切ってるな、俺。
The fact that I had such a self-indulgent dream with while Arcute is asleep right next to me is further proof that I'm drowning in happiness.
そう思うだろ、歩く。
I turn around to look at the bed. My sentence cuts short.
歩くいと。
I stare at the bed in stunned confusion. There's no one there. Arcute is gone. I'd better get going. I remember now. That's what she told me in my dream.
ちょっと。
I quickly search the apartment. She's nowhere to be found. I only find one thing out of place. A single note left on the table. Is this some sort of joke? The note is short. Bye? Are you fucking kidding me? God damn it, man. Nothing else.
なん。
I don't want to believe it. But I can't help but understand why she did it.
なんで。
This isn't right. Bye? That's all? Is way too simple. Didn't we make a promise? Didn't we agree to see this through together? I said I would help. So why? Why did you decide to go it alone again?
なんでなんだ、歩くいだ。
Crumpling the note in my fist, I cry out with all my might. Hey, this is why communication is key in relationships. Only a few seconds later, I run out of her room like a madman to scour the town in search of her. We're not gonna find her easily, unfortunately. Plus, it's daytime. We're spending the whole day looking. Holy shit. Damn. And it's nighttime again. We've been on the same, like, chapter for, like, 2 days now. That's crazy. Like, I've known them to go into, like, the morning of the next day, but, like, at least at some point there's a transitionary period. I can't find her anywhere. I know. I know she'll never show her face before me again. But that doesn't mean I'm giving up. This'll drive me mad. I need to track her down, to yell at her for being such a huge idiot, but I can't find her. And now I'll never see her again. What if this is like a really convoluted, long-ass bad ending? Like we were supposed to do something like multiple choices ago? I'm hit with the somber realization that it's all over. She'll take on Roa by herself, and when all that is settled, she'll disappear forever. It's possible that she may have already done so, in which case she's long since left the city. Just before the insanity sets in, I can only think of one thing. The awful screech of cicadas echo in my ears. I'm the cicada's husk. My body is light, hollow, incapable of all thought. Hey man, I've been there. Is this what it's like when your soul leaves your body? I can't even cry, but the legs attached to this empty shell still walk, like an animal relying on its homing instinct. Though nothing remains within me, my body guides itself back to its den. So we're just going home? That was a quick, very quick, venture away from our life here. I thought it was going to be like a long adventure away from home. The witching hour. Ooh, I wonder what that means. Sounds scary and ominous and shit. I wonder how much more we have left here. Also, it says day 12, but like, are we going +1? I think we're going like +1 more day. Yeah, I think we are. So technically this is like day 13, right? Like, this isn't lining up really well anymore, I'm noticing. I awakened to the sound of Hisui's voice. After everything that happened, I returned to the mansion, where I must have holed up in my room until I fell asleep. A splitting pain emanates from my eyeballs towards the back of my skull, prompting a sigh. That's fine, though. Nothing unusual here. I take my glasses from their bedside spot.
四季様、どこかご気分が優れないのですか？
別に何もないよ。おはよう、翡翠。
I give an offhanded reply and force myself up. It's somewhat surprising, the way I go through the motions. My body's on autopilot even though I don't have any appetite.
朝食だろ。大丈夫。すぐに行くから。
はい。それではお待ちしております。
So now it's Sunday, right? Still a day off from school. Hisui's expression betrays a desire to say more, but she quietly leaves the room. I take a look at my phone. No new messages, it's Monday. How many days have gone by? I'm losing track of time here. Oh, wait, hold on. It was Saturday night. Wait, no. No, it was Saturday whenever he woke up. Yeah, how much time has passed? Considering I returned Saturday night, okay, yeah, so he did. That must mean that I spent all of Sunday in bed. It's a little hard to believe, but I guess the fatigue of the past few days finally caught up with me. I change into my school uniform and head to the dining room. I've never had, like, such exhaustion that I was just unable to get out of bed and, like, go through a whole day. I have heard of that, though. Like, it's some real shit. Like, I think, one of my coworkers, where I work, he and some others, like after our like Christmas party, they went gambling and drinking, and they were just at it until like the very early hours of the morning. Like they were going at it, and like that this was a Saturday, or at least it started out as a Saturday going into a Sunday. That Sunday was gone for him. He was telling me on Monday, He's just like, yeah, I shouldn't have done that because he lost his whole Sunday. Like, he didn't have any of that. He was just trying to recover. After finishing breakfast, I dropped by the parlor. As usual, Akiha and Kohaku are already inside.
おはよう。
I sit down on the sofa and absent-mindedly stare at the clock.
兄さん、その早起きなのはいいことですが、今日は学校があると分かってますよね。
ああ、そっか。学校には行かないといけないよな。
That absolutely slipped my mind. With nothing left to do, I was fully prepared to keep going on as an empty shell.
俺には俺の生活があるもんな。何もやることがないなら、とりあえず学校に行くよ。
兄さん。
Akiha shoots me a suspicious look. Okay, wait. Real shit type of question here. What are the other routes, or like who are the characters that the other routes of Tsukihime? What are they? Who are they? You know, like, does Akiha have a little bit of a route? Like, do we kind of focus a story on her? What about the maids? Like who do we have as characters as the focuses of the other routes? Like, I know they're not in this title. They'll be in the other one that'll come out in about 7 years. But I'm very curious because I'd love to learn more and spend more time with these characters here in the mansion. Like, absolutely would love to. Don't get me wrong, I'm excited for the Shield route, but I don't know. I want to see more here. Akiha shoots me a suspicious look. My mind isn't present enough to think of an excuse or explanation. Sorry, that was like, I kind of just went on to like my own little thing there. Sorry. totally random and everything. In the end, I leave the mansion without saying another word. Man, we are going through it. We are going through the heartbreak. And I get it, man. I've been there. Fuck, dude. Like, I have been there. I'm sure a lot of us here have been there. It straight up fucking sucks. And it may not have to be necessarily, heartbreak from a relationship or anything. You could have been just completely annihilated from something else in your life, you know? Nothing strange or exciting happens. I couldn't say how many classes I've had today. All I know is that I'm sitting here digesting the lecture without aim or purpose. Chalk clacks rhythmically against the blackboard. My right hand copies the equations and formulas scrawled on the blackboard into a notebook. Unbidden, I glance out the window at the schoolyard. It feels like I've done this before. Of course, there's no one outside. So we've returned to our normal life, whether we wanted to or not. What am I doing? Why am I attending classes like a good little boy at a time like this? Why am I returning to my regular student life without even bothering to look for her? It's pointless to wonder. I wouldn't have any other way to look for her even if I tried. She chose to disappear. There's no chance of me finding her again if she doesn't want me to. Which is why I'm certain, this time, I've lost Arcuate for good. The fuck was that? A snapping sound rises from above my desk. It's nothing to be concerned about. I just grip my mechanical pencil too hard and snap the plastic. No, that's definitely out of the ordinary for a person to do, but the class ends. As a din of chatter spreads over the room, only I remain silently seated, as though class had never finished.
Tohno, ちょっと来てください.
The physics teacher calls out to me. It's like, yeah, I saw what you just did with that pencil. I move to the front of the classroom. No, sorry, I thought I pressed the
ちょっ
button.
とした確認です。最近、夜遅くに繁華街の方で君を見かけたという報告が届いていまして、覚えはありますか？
あります。ここ数日、深夜の街に用がありましたから。
おっと、本当でしたか。
The physics teacher dons a troubled expression and then gives me an apologetic nod.
遠野が夜遊びする生徒でないことは知っていますが、職員会議で問題に上がっていてね。 生徒指導部の先生方が遠野と話がしたいそうだ。
What the fuck?
そういったわけだから放課後は茶道室に行くように。
Is this such like a problem? Message relayed, the teacher leaves the room with a nod. What, he's the one that does the nod, not us? What the fuck? Alright. Class is finished for the day. When I pop into the tea ceremony room, I find it totally empty. This school doesn't even have a dedicated counseling room. Usually the counselors will use the faculty room or an empty classroom, or an unused club room like they're supposedly doing today. I think the tea ceremony club was disbanded a long time ago. That sort of thing just isn't popular in this day and age. I mean, it was around a little bit ago. Kneeling down on the tatami mats, I wait for someone to arrive. Who will it be? I don't think it'll be Shield. She's gone. She dipped out. I bite my lip. There's no time for this, yet I don't have any other choice. With clubs suspended and classes being let out early, the school is growing quieter by the second. This is seriously pissing me off. Here I am, sitting on my ass, and for what? My own uselessness is making me seethe, but I've got no way to vent. So I sit here like some empty husk, doing whatever I'm told. Is someone gonna, like, you know, enter this room already? Like, there's no answer. Tucked away in this empty club room, irritation grinds away at my chest as I await the coming of night. How long are we gonna be kept waiting here? What the fuck? Hello? Were we just kind of like forgotten about in here or some shit? With a resonant click, the second hand proclaims the coming of 6 o'clock. Nobody ever showed up. The school currently closes at 4 and teachers are supposed to leave by 5, which would make me the only one left on campus.
忘れられたかな。
What the fuck, dude? It crosses my mind that this may be a good thing. If anything, it gives me an excuse not to return to the mansion yet. It's not that I don't want to return. I just can't. Not yet. I relax my posture and get up on my feet. This tea ceremony room isn't half bad. The lonesome silence helped me come to my senses a bit. It gave me plenty of time to think about what to do, about what to prioritize. I'm going to, oh shit, look for Arcuid even if it might be pointless, go back to the mansion, or find Roa myself. It's gotta be 1 or 3. But you know what? The stupidity in me wants to say 3. Because there is no way we can find Arcuid now. We would just be wandering around. It's pointless. However, it could lead us to something. If we go back to the mansion, we kind of give up on everything. In a way, you can say that trying to find Roa ourselves here would also be another way of giving up, but it could also lead us to Arcuid. I don't even know if we have, like, a slither of a hint as to where Roa could be. The thing is, Roa should be here, in this school. But why? I don't know. At least that's where we found him last time, you know, when he killed us, in that last bad ending we got. But we'll wrap it up on that note because, you know, I like to piss future Michael off, and, you know, he can deal with this choice in the next episode at the very start. You know, because I'll forget that there's a choice to consider. I won't think about it from, you know, between here and now, or here and later. So, yeah, I'll just kind of load in and be like, ah, shit, I gotta make a choice. But I am kind of thinking the Roa direction. I don't know why, but it just feels right, you know? Like, it feels so wrong it might be right. Hard to say, but what an episode this was, guys. This was a powerful episode, in my opinion. I really enjoyed it. I hope you guys did as well. If you did, be sure to leave a like, subscribe. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Take it easy.